Why Tata Nano failed, but Tata Motors didn't. You are watching Brand Brains. The Tata Nano didn't fail because it was bad. It failed because no one wanted to be that guy. You know, the guy who buys the world's cheapest car. The Nano solved India's biggest mobility problem, but accidentally created a social one. And in doing that, it permanently changed how Tata Motors builds cars. What was going right? In the mid 2000s, India was a two-wheeler nation. Dangerous? Yes. Common? Also, yes. Cars weren't lifestyle choices back then. They were distant dreams. Tata Motors saw this clearly. They weren't chasing luxury buyers. They weren't trying to beat Maruti at the top. They were looking at the bottom. Millions of families who deserved something safer. Ratan Tata was personally invested. There's a famous story of him seeing a family on a scooter in the rain, and that image stayed with him.
Where you saw a family on a scooter, the father driving the scooter, little kid standing in front, the wife behind holding a baby. And the first thought was, what happens if they skid and fall up? And then actually, that's exactly what happened.
The goal was simple: 4 wheels, a roof, a real car, at a price people could actually afford. Then Tata dropped a bomb: 1 lakh rupees. Engineers across the world lost sleep. Competitors laughed, then panicked. Business schools added it to case studies overnight. On paper, this was genius. So, how does a genius idea turn into a quiet failure? Tata didn't mess up the engineering, they messed up the story. The Nano wasn't sold as a breakthrough, it was sold as the world's cheapest car. On paper, that makes sense. Lower price should mean higher demand. But in India, price doesn't just signal cost, it signals identity. And Tata would later admit this themselves.
The mistake we made was to talk of the Nano being the country's cheapest car. And that it led not to the empowerment, but to a question of shame that I can't afford a more expensive car. So the cheapest car became bottom of the pile, and one forgot what it was meant to do.
Cars in India aren't just machines, they're emotional purchases. Your first car isn't transport, it's a milestone. People didn't want to enter the car market, they wanted to arrive in it. And the Nano didn't feel like an upgrade, it felt like a label. Because no one dreams of owning the cheapest anything. Here's the brutal irony: the Nano worked perfectly, just not socially. The fallout. Showrooms had cars, but no excitement. Dealers hesitated to push it. Selling the Nano felt awkward. How do you hype something that's famous for being cheap? Soon, the Nano became a headline before it became a habit. Jokes replaced curiosity. Memes replaced marketing. And once a product becomes a punchline, it's game over. Production no longer made sense. No dramatic shutdown. No farewell ad. Tata Motors just stopped making it. Silently. The twist: Tata Motors didn't fail. Yes, the Nano lost money, but it gave Tata something priceless: understanding aspiration. They realized first-time buyers don't want entry-level products. They want entry into status. This changed everything. Designs became bolder. Branding became sharper. Cars started looking like something you'd be proud to park. Look at Tata today. Tiago, Nexon, Harrier. No one calls them cheap. They call them value for money. That shift started with the Nano. The product failed. The thinking evolved. Here's the real lesson. If your product solves a problem but damages self-image, the problem still exists. Because people don't buy logic. They buy emotion and then justify it with logic later. So let me ask you, was the Tata Nano ahead of its time? Or simply framed the wrong way? Drop your thoughts below.